good. Jenard taking back Tommy's top spot. Shit going back to normal.
You're the nigga that tried to set us up with the 9-7s.
He tried to set you up. I gotta start looking out for myself, D. Me, nigga, not you.
You gonna have to put this nigga Dmac to bed, bro.
By me, Jay.
It's a price on that nigga head. He gonna see us coming, bro. He ain't gonna expect you. Y'all homies. You a green light for this shit or not? It's just what?
That's my brother.
Yeah.
Nigga, yeah, I'm CBI.
All right, then. That's the answer. Get it done.
I whooped your ass, Jenard.
Jenard.
Ain't gonna be no peace.
This is our chance to take that white boy out for good.
Tommy gonna be coming for your ass like the Terminator.
This is it. We looking at an all-out war. The million-dollar question is, what side you wanna be on?
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We have received new exclusive scenes and information about things that's going to take place in season 3 episode 9 of Power Book 4 Force. With the exclusive scenes and photos we're going to be focused on in this video, Dmac versus Marshall, his partner, his best friend, his brother. Jenard's plan is to get Marshall, someone who's already close to Dmac. Dmac would not see it coming, to eliminate Dmac and ultimately save CBI. And I think this is coming off the back, of course, of Jenard killing JP as well as King Kilo. The RDs is gonna need an answer, and to keep the coalition alive, there's gonna be money on Dmac's head, and Marshall is gonna have to deliver. So in this video, we're gonna break down their relationship, how everything came to this point, them going on hits together. We're gonna even go back to season 1, all leading up to the fight that took place with them in the last episode, and how I ultimately see this playing out in episode 9. If Marshall goes through with it, if he flips side, help Dmac and Tommy, if Dmac ends up killing him, I think there's a lot of possibilities based off what we currently know. We're gonna break down every scenario, so you guys could go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump right into it. Now we got to start with what leads up to this conversation between Jenard and Marshall. And I think it's obviously, once again, as I mentioned, the aftermath of him killing JP and King Kilo, and the RDs, of course, pulling up to Diamond's barbershop and them all pointing guns at one another. Obviously, we could notice this because we get the exclusive photo where we see the nigga with the dreads and the RDs that wasn't fucking with Jenard in the last episode. We see exclusive photo of him talking directly to them, and he's obviously one of the main ones pointing the guns at them in the exclusive trailers, previews, and everything like that. Now obviously this is important because I said in a prior video that somehow Jenard and Diamond was gonna be able to convince these niggas that it was either Tommy or Dmac that killed King Kilo, and they're just gonna be able to get away with it. This is why when we hear Jenard telling Marshall to take out Dmac, he tells him there's money on his head at this point. I think it's because everyone is gonna be out to get them. I think that's why we see another exclusive photo of Tommy and of course Dmac, where Tommy is trying to keep him as close as possible, and while we also see them eventually in a trailer hiding out at Miguel's place in Insane Prince's territory, because that's possibly going to be the safest place for them at the time, especially because we also know that CBI, Jenard, Big Smurf, it look like they're going to be staking out what looks to be the funeral, trying to take out possibly Tommy and Dmac at the most opportune time, and more than likely obviously not going to get it done, and that's what makes him choose to just rely on Marshall. Now this is where things get interesting and all the scenarios have a chance to play out. We got to talk about the relationship between Dmac and Marshall. Now obviously they go all the way back to season 1. Like I said, when Jenard first introduced or wanted to introduce them to Diamond, he talking about they 2 young bucks, they some killers, a good investment, we got to keep them around, like they the next up and comers for CBI.
Over here, bro, they wild as hell and they some stone cold killers too, G. Don't bring them anywhere near me. Little niggas is an investment. Period. All right, they pay dividends like a motherfucker too.
So they was rocking together since the very beginning. I think they pulled up on JP together when Dmac didn't reveal that he was his son or that was his dad and everything like that just yet. But they've been rocking one another. I believe they both pulled their guns out on Tommy early on. So they've been ride or die brothers in arms. And that's why it's so difficult for Marshall to want to take him out. He tells Jenard that in the scene, that's my brother. We see that over the course of multiple seasons. Obviously when Tommy sent Dmac away to go to school. When Dmac came and ran back, he immediately moved in with Marshall. That's where he was hiding out. And we saw that Marshall told him about CBI, the coalition, everything like that. But Dmac crashed out, still went to kill Mad Dog. But Marshall once again still kept hiding them. We saw that they both worked together to hit the lick at the Chinatown spot that Madam Wu runs and everything like that. That Dmac hit Marshall and all this and that. They was in on the play together, so they completed that mission. And we saw that when Jenard came to talk to Dmac about attacking the 9/7s, Marshall was telling him don't fuck with that shit. But obviously Dmac wanted to get back in CBI so bad, and Marshall, even not wanting to do it himself, he still went along with the shit because once again Dmac is his brother. And funny enough, in that scene when Jenard came to talk to them, Jenard called Marshall like a bitch or told him he's scary as fuck or something like that because he didn't want to go through with the plan.
Boy, fuck that. D, that shit a suicide mission. I'm fucking with that shit, gang.
You a scary little motherfucker.
Man, fuck you.
Obviously they were setting Dmac up and they didn't know at the time, but you still gotta respect Marshall that he went on the mission with Dmac knowing how dangerous it was. And we saw the conversation they had with one another in the car.
You ready?
I'm always with you, nigga.
Locked in.
So we thought they had each other back through any and everything, but we saw once Diamond and Tommy got into that fight and Tommy and Dmac had to leave CBI, Marshall chose to stay in CBI, didn't join them. He said he's fine with Jenard getting back into that top spot and that everything's gonna go back to normal. And when Dmac questioned him about Jenard shooting him in the past when he was trying to take out Tommy and then them trying to set him up with the 9/7s, Marshall said they was trying to set you up and that he has to focus on himself because he always putting Dmac first. And to an extent, I gotta give him credit because I just named a bunch of shit he has done for Dmac. But on top of that, like, they tried to kill this man, your brother, and now they want you to do it yourself. And I think this is going to make it even more difficult for him to just go ahead and do it. Now, with all that out the way, I think it creates 3 scenarios of how this situation turns out and who possibly dies. Now, obviously the first one, Marshall is gonna text Dmac, hit him up, say they need to talk after I say they just got in that whole argument and shit like that. Once again, Jenard told him he know he could get close to him, so he's gonna do that and he's gonna try to off and kill Dmac. Now, I don't think I think this is obviously the least likely option, Dmac dying right after JP just died, and with us knowing there's another spinoff with Tommy and Tariq coming, I don't see that happening. Now, obviously the second option is Dmac getting the ups on Marshall and taking out his best friend who tried to just kill him. I think this is a very high chance as well because we see that Dmac is there when Tommy and Miguel attack the church, the safe house that Diamond and Jenard are hiding out at. If you look closely at the scene when they bust through the doors, you could kind of see Dmac over to the left with his dreads, and we see him wearing that same exact jacket in the preview trailer before him and Tommy go make that move. So if Marshall hits him up earlier in the episode and that shit takes place, then it would obviously make more sense that Dmac came out on top or that Marshall didn't get the kill at all. They maybe fought, they went their separate ways. Now, obviously another big option is for Marshall to flip and actually join Dmac and Tommy. Before, when he didn't join them and he said he wanted to stay with CBI, this was before they killed JP. He definitely gotta see Dmac perspective. I mean, I don't know, he didn't see it when Dmac said they tried to kill him and they actually did shoot him in the past, but maybe now that they killed his dad, they'll see that this is fucked up. Like, he want him to take out his own brother. But I think, and this is my prediction, I think Jenard actually kills Marshall. Remember guys, we saw that scene where Jenard yells, you gotta choose a side and pick it right the fuck now.
Y'all gotta pick a side and pick it right the fuck now.
I think Marshall is not going to be able to go through with it. He's going to go back to Jenard, and I think Jenard is possibly going to kill him. I think the actor that's playing Jenard, I think he tweeted something about, yo, he wasn't tweeting all season, but he was telling us beware of episode 7, then episode 8, and then he said it doesn't stop here, beware of episode 9. So I think he's going to do something else crazy that's going to piss us off, and it might be killing Marshall. And if he kill Marshall, they better let Dmac get the kill on him in episode 10 if Jenard makes it through this episode, because then he would have took out his brother, his best friend, and his fucking pops? Nah. So I really think that's my prediction. I think Jenard will get pissed that Marshall didn't do what he told him to do, and he's gonna kill him. So in that scene where he's telling everybody it's time to pick a fucking side, I think he's gonna be on that junkie shit, that he's gonna be crashing out. We see he crashing out off the drugs, Diamond crashing out off the liquor. They are just making horrible fucking decisions while doing so, and I think it's a good chance he just kills Marshall. And I think that's my prediction. You guys can let me know which option you see coming. Marshall taking out Dmac, Dmac taking out Marshall, Marshall flipping to their side and surviving, Marshall flipping to their side and dying. I think Jenard will ultimately eliminate him, unfortunately, and it's just put more problems on Diamond. And I say more problems on Diamond because we saw in the last episode Shanti told Diamond that Jenard never stopped trying to kill him since he came home. And then we see in the scene when Jenard is telling Marshall to take out Dmac and Marshall is saying that's my brother, Diamond is right there and he's realizing the extent Jenard is willing to go to. Getting Marshall to do it, he know is fucked up because that's the closest person to Dmac left other than Tommy. So now he has to think back on what Shanti said about Jenard. Like, will my brother really try to take me out? Especially because he tried to do it before in the past in season 1. So I think if Jenard kills Marshall, Diamond and that meetup with Tommy where he said he's not giving up his brother, in episode 10 you gotta give this nigga up. Like, he's damn sure not trustworthy. So that's something to look out for as well if my prediction comes true and Jenard takes out Marshall. Overall though, that's it for this video. Like I said, it's a lot of scenarios this could go. This was 2 fire exclusive scenes. We're probably gonna break down the Diamond and Tommy one more tomorrow because I just briefly touched on it at the end. But I definitely think Marshall gets taken out because Chris Lofton, he doesn't joke around about what's coming soon and how crazy the episode's gonna be. He's been saying it for back-to-back weeks now and the episode's been delivering. So I definitely think Marshall might be another loss for Dmac, and if he doesn't do it himself, my prediction is that Jenard is the one who does it. But you guys can let me know your predictions. I actually predicted Marshall to die at the beginning of the season, but I thought it was gonna happen in the hits with the 9/7s and that it falls back on Dmac in that way. Marshall obviously didn't want to do it, but he wanted to ride for his brother, but that didn't turn out to happen. Would be crazy if Marshall dies now. We're just gonna have to wait and see. As usual though, you guys can leave a like, comment, and subscribe, but I'm out.